وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي.
Islamophobia is a form of prejudice that has been taking place against Islam or Muslims after the Paris terrorist attacks and the San Bernardino shootings. CSULB Religion Studies professor Sofia Pania explains what the religion stands for.
So Islam comes from a word that the root meaning of Islam has to do with submission, also has to do with peace. And a Muslim would want to submit his or herself to the world as it is, to God, really, to God as God wants the world to be. Islam's vision towards the other is incredibly charitable.
Professor Pania goes on to add more on the religion and how some may misinterpret it.
It's the people that practice the religion that are interpreting the religion.
President of the Muslim Student Association at CSULB explains what the association does throughout the year and how Muslim students can let their voices be heard.
We focus on humanitarian work. So one month we have a humanitarian month where we focus kind of on community service. We also host a humanitarian week. We do focus on humanitarian issues abroad as well. So for example, the Palestinian-Israeli conflict abroad. We focus on issues within the United States, such as the Black Lives Matter movement, immigration, and things like that, that affect students on campus and abroad. So it's as a Muslim American, as an Arab Muslim American, that my voice gets out there, that people understand our narrative, that we're not letting somebody else define us. We're telling our own story. We're telling our own narrative, and being politically active is an important part of that. So making sure you vote, making sure you reach out and support other communities when they're being hurt that are not just our communities.
Fatima goes on to add how students at CSULB have seen a difference in their communities since the rise of Islamophobia.
The recent rise in it has kind of created, we notice a difference now. So there's that dilemma of us being born in the United States and consider ourselves Americans and, grown up here, and then such incidents that, for example, the Paris attacks or the recent San Bernardino attacks, that as Americans and as people, as humans, we mourn for the losses. It's difficult on anybody to see such things happening, such evil going on in the world, period.
Ilker Yildiz, director of Pacifica Institute's OC branch, explains how the institute tries to bring people together through prayer for the better good.
Programs for the community, mostly trying to bring people together from different faiths, cultures, backgrounds together to share our commonalities. So to this aim, we have lectures, luncheon forums, interfaith talks, panels, conferences, festivals, dialogue and friendship dinners. Actually, last year we hosted a panel called Muslim Voices Against Extremism. So there were two imams, two Muslim academics. They came and talked and condemned the Paris attacks. And
this has been Myra Castro for CSU.